Hello, dear cybernauts. You're welcome to another episode with Sustainary Energia. With you today is Barrister Egbe Eyongakumbe. I am a specialist in energy and natural resources law with sustainable development. So I decided to bring to you today the aims for which the award of licenses for socioeconomic development of natural resources is done. So this means that we're going to have to see into it, or we're going to study together why exactly the state awards these licenses. We're going to ask ourselves, what does the state consider in awarding licenses? So in the first place, it's important that you keep this in mind. When the state wants to award its licenses, what is that aim it has in mind? The state is looking for the best partner. The state is looking for that partner that is going to have the financial and technical capacity to carry out a very safe exploration and exploitation in a manner that is effective and safe for the socioeconomic development of the state. So it is the state's interest that it keeps at heart when it is awarding this license. So while the state is having in mind its interest and that of its citizens, you have to know that the state also considers which company has the capacity to effectively exploit the natural resources they have found, because the state gains a lot, especially depending on the contract signed with the exploiting company. So there is a share that comes to the state as the host country, and this makes us understand that when the exploiting company is out there working, we should know that the more the resources they succeed in exploiting, the bigger the package that the state receives. It is for this reason that the state is interested in the company that will carry out an effective exploitation of the resources found. Secondly, we also have to know that the award of these licenses by the state establishes a kind of relationship between the exploiting company and its country and the host country, which is the state. So this beautiful relationship that is established helps us to understand that the state considers what it stands to gain from this relationship that it is creating with this company. So when the state notices that, oh, this country coming in to exploit my natural resources, I stand to gain a lot more, it will definitely go in for that particular exploiting company, through whom they see a lot of their interest having to materialize into something even more than just the resources they are exploiting. So it's obvious that if you have an exploiting company that's gaining a lot, or that's able to satisfy their quest for these resources from your country, this country in a way creates a friendship with the country of that exploiting company, and this is very important for the state. So the relationship between the state and the exploiting company, it's of great importance in its reason for awarding a natural resource development license. However, despite all of this, we have a very great challenge that the state faces. The challenge that the state faces is that of striking a balance in this lovely relationship. When I talk of striking a balance, what I mean is there is always this socioeconomic issue that crops up between the state in one arm and the exploiting company in the other arm. While the state is looking for how much benefits comes to them after this socioeconomic exploration and exploitation is being done, the company in question that is exploiting is looking for what amount of gain they should make from this exploitation. So you notice that the socioeconomic development of the state is what they keep in mind, while the company keeps the volume of its profits. Of course, after keeping away all the expenses that they incurred in exploiting, they start asking themselves, when I'm done with the exploitation, what do I stand as a profit? That's going to come when we're defining cost oil, profit oil, compensation, and all that. You get it under the terminologies, which I'll talk about in perhaps our next or next episode. This episode looks like a premature baby because it comes too quick, it comes too soon. But the funny thing is, I noticed that it's important for people to first of all understand why is the award of these licenses first of all done by the state. And in understanding the why, you have to understand the aim of the award. What does it stand to gain the state and its citizens? And that's how I came about choosing this very lovely topic this morning, because I understood that if the state is thinking of the best partner it has to work with, it's good for you and I to know that the state is putting in efforts to get the best person that is going to give us the best level of socioeconomic development. You understand me? So that's why this particular challenge suffered by the state and the company was called the greatest challenge, because striking this balance between the relationship of the state and the exploiting company has never been an easy task. So it is with this in mind that I felt that before explaining to you how the development of a field is done, it is first of all important that you get to know why the state awards licenses to which exploiting company. So I hope that this very brief explanation was of great help to you. As we go on, we know already that you've gotten some tips and some explanations that makes you understand and flow with the mindset of the state when it's awarding its licenses, and what kind of contract the state will love to get into or will profit the state more. It is noteworthy to also keep in mind that when you are drafting a contract for exploitation between the state and the exploiting company, you have a lot of things to consider. Is the state going to be fully involved at all levels of the exploitation? Is the state going to be involved in the activities? Is the state going to be involved in the socioeconomic development of the activities that are going on while the company is exploiting? So pretty much you have to give us some patience or more focus, because this is very important. The state needs to know what it is making of this meeting, what it's making of this agreement, because it is only in knowing how much they generate from it that they can know how much they ought to collect at the end of the exploiting company's extraction of their cost oil. So when you are done with advising the state on the best contract, make sure you advise them on how to follow up so that the terms they agreed in that contract are followed stricto sensu. So I know that this was a very brief explanation, but it's very succinctly put. And I know that in our very next episode, you're going to enjoy a lot more about how development of a field is done. So I'm grateful I had this moment with you, and I hope to see you in our next episode. You should kindly subscribe, and we need your likes, we need your sharing. Just do what you need to do, because these topics are coming now as a class, but in a short while from now it's going to be a massive consultation for me to talk about the same topics. So I'm really pleased to be available for you. I think you could get my number from my profile, and then I'm available on our ouvrable, working hours, opening hours, I'm available. You could drop a message, you could drop a comment, and I'll reply when I'm chanced to. So hoping that I'll meet you in our next episode. I remain yours, faithful barrister Egbert. Thank you.